What's going on, guys? Welcome back into the channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking a little bit about Road to Glory within College Football 25. I have a couple of tips that I want to give you in order to improve your Road to Glory experience. In Road to Glory in College Football 25, I've played through about a season and a half with a running back, a top-tier running back, 5-star recruit. I went to Iowa, I battled and quickly earned the starting position and have quite a bit of experience. And I want to improve your experience if you have not played it already, or if you are playing it or you're noticing some issues with it, because there are some glaring things that stick out to me. It is a really good shell for the game mode. There just needs to be some tweaks made. They need to add a little bit more depth to it in the future in order for it to be a little bit more replayable. But other than that, my biggest issue has been the fact that you get subbed off the field way more than I think you should, and in inopportune times. It's really hard to balance that with getting too many yards, too many stats, and those types of things. So I think I've found a little bit of a sweet spot for you guys to try, and then you can kind of toy around with it and find your sweet spot for Dynasty. But as it stands, it's not necessarily the best that it could be. It needs tweaked because of the wear and tear system, because of fatigue and everything. There's a little bit too much going on there in Road to Glory that isn't interacting well enough with itself to work properly. So the first thing that I'm going to have you guys do, and this might sound a little bit weird, is turn off the wear and tear system. And there's a really good reason for why you would want to do this. If you are going to mess with the stamina, the fatigue, anything that's going to put you onto the field more, the wear and tear system is going to operate the same way, and it's essentially going to take you off the field later in the game because you've been playing so many plays and you're getting tackled and whatnot. So what's going to happen is we're going to turn the fatigue down, so we're fatiguing less. You're going to fatigue, or you're going to wear and tear pretty hard in the first half of a game, and then you're going to end up sitting out the third or fourth quarter because the wear and tear system is going to operate over the same number of plays. It's designed to operate over essentially a 5-minute game, and the number of plays that you would play being taken off the field in that 5-minute game. So if we're extending the amount that we're on the field, we're going to fatigue out or wear and tear out of that game sooner, which again, not something you want to do. You don't want to be like I was in a rivalry game in a 31-30 game and being taken off the field for the entire fourth quarter because you've worn down throughout the game. So you're going to take wear and tear off, and then you're going to go to your fatigue settings. You're going to go over to RTG Central, Gameplay Sliders, and you're going to scroll all the way down to the section that allows you to edit player fatigue and injury and those types of things. It's going to be under Game Options, and you're going to take fatigue down to 20. Now, I have workshopped this a bit. I tried it at 35. I tried it at 25. I've now played it at 20, and 20 is, in my opinion, as a 1.5 season running back, that's going to be the sweet spot. This might be a little bit different depending on what position you are playing, but 20 to me is the sweet spot. I still do get taken off the field whenever I get tired. I just don't get tired and taken off the field every 2 plays every single time. I'm also able to stay in the game. If I break a long run and get us down to the 1-yard line, I'm able to line up quickly and go punch the ball in for a touchdown. My biggest issue has been not necessarily being subbed off every couple of plays, but being subbed off once you get your team into the red zone. And that's what happens. You play a couple of plays, you have a good performance, and then you're subbed off when it matters, whenever you can score touchdowns and things that are going to earn you XP and allow you to continue to progress as a player. So being that that's my biggest issue, that's what I'm trying to resolve. And taking off the wear and tear system and taking your fatigue down to 20 is going to combine for a really solid experience. Now, if you find yourself scoring too many points or putting up too many yards, you might want to put Excel clock up a little bit in order to take some more time overall off of the clock in the game, allowing for a little bit less overall number of plays, or you might want to take the quarter length down from whatever you're playing on. But again, take the wear and tear system off, take fatigue down to 20. And the reason for doing so is that as you take the fatigue down, you'll be staying on the field more. If you stay on the field more, you'll wear and tear at the same rate, meaning you'll wear and tear by the end of the first half, as opposed to wearing and tearing by the end of the game and being subbed out. You might even notice if you're playing on the base settings that you'll wear and tear and get taken off the field, even at full health starting a game. You might wear and tear and get taken off the field for the fourth quarter or part of the fourth quarter. It is a little bit annoying, and in my opinion, I'm loving College Football 25. It's not a perfect game by any means, but it is a fantastic game. I'm loving the game, and getting into Road to Glory actually kind of ruined the vibe for me a little bit, because there's just not enough to it. And because I was being subbed off the field constantly, I wasn't able to get many touchdowns because I would get chased down at the 1 yard line because I'm not starting as a super fast player. And I couldn't score touchdowns as a running back. It was just kind of annoying. So this should help you guys have a more balanced, more enjoyable experience with Road to Glory and make it a little bit more replayable for you. And then the other major factor that you guys are going to want to consider is your experience. Now, there's a good bit to manage here with your player. You're going to be reducing how much you have to manage if you're turning the wear and tear system off like I recommend. Again, it's a good shell of a system. It just needs to be tweaked. They should add a couple of sliders that allows you to tweak the impact of wear and tear and how effective it is and how much it impacts your player. And then I think we'd be at a little bit better of a spot where we could tweak this a little bit more. You could keep the system on, but you could reduce the effects of it a little bit. I think that that would put us at a better sweet spot. Unfortunately, we don't have that. You're going to have other things to manage. You have to be able to earn XP, and unfortunately, you're not really able to do a lot of the weekly training outside of your practice because you have to recover your player to a high health point so you're not wear and tearing, so you can actually stay in a football game. You also have to do the studying for your exams and whatnot, managing your GPA. You have to be able to manage your leadership. You have to be able to manage your brand and those different things. And you really, in the base experience, can't do all of those things. It's just not going to do much for you. If you try to focus on your training and building up XP, you're not going to be on the field very much. If you try to focus on one thing, it's going to detract from others. So taking off the wear and tear system helps you have a more realistic amount of stuff to manage with the energy that it actually gives you on a week-to-week basis. It will be a much more realistic experience, in my personal opinion. And then the other thing that I want you guys to do is turn up your in-season experience, because I played an entire season and a half, and I barely got any upgrades whatsoever. I won the Big Ten Player of the Year, or Offensive Player of the Year, Running Back of the Year. I led all of college football in rushing yards, and I got like 3 or 4 total upgrades the entire season, which in my opinion is too little, especially if you're doing well with your Road to Glory player. So that needs to be tweaked. I actually turned XP all the way up to 300 just to see what it was like. And even XP for my position at 300 wasn't too much, in my opinion. It's a little bit too much, especially if you want to have a bit of a challenge. But at the way that it was going at a base level of experience, you probably would be lucky to get into the 90s by your second, third, maybe even fourth season, because of how slowly you're able to earn upgrade points. And you can't really focus on your training week to week, which potentially gives you extra upgrade points, because if you do, you're not going to be playing on the field because you're going to be negating your wear and tear, or you're going to be increasing your wear and tear because you're training too much. The system doesn't work well enough together yet. So my personal recommendation, what my friends have been playing on since I recommended it, is 200% XP. So again, you're going to go in your Road to Glory mode. You're going to press R1 or right bumper and go all the way over to RTG Central. You're going to go to XP sliders, and you're just going to go to your given position, whatever it is. I went to offensive XP, I went to running backs, and I turned the XP up to 200. as opposed to the base 100 that every position is on. And that is going to allow you to progress at a little bit more of a realistic pace, especially if you're doing well within Road to Glory mode. If you are winning awards and those types of things, you should be jumping up in overall and getting access to more abilities that will allow you to just kind of continue to stack your performance and continue to do well. So let me know in the comments section, are you guys enjoying College Football 25? I want to know what your thoughts are on it. Good, bad? What game modes are you playing? Are you playing Road to Glory? And what position are you playing? Finally, I would like to hear from you guys specifically. Have you had any of the issues that I mentioned in this video? It was very prevalent for me as a running back starting out in the Big Ten. I had a lot of issues with being subbed off at the wrong times, at inopportune times, being subbed off too much, and not being able to progress my player well enough because of the cost of doing so and the inability to generate upgrade points. So let me know all of that stuff in the comment section below. I'm really curious to hear what you guys have to say. I hope that this video was useful to you. I hope you enjoyed some of the B-roll of my running back in the background. If you guys did enjoy this one, please, like I said, leave a comment down below. Subscribe to the channel for more College Football 25 videos, as well as future Madden and MLB and other just helpful gaming videos. And if I didn't say it already, make sure you guys leave a like on the video. As always, I'll see you in the next one, and I hope you have a good one.